Greetings YouTube, DJ Bonebreaker coming at you from Hopetown on Polvo in the Valor system for yet another Starfield Starship build video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So yeah, this wasn't exactly the build video that I had in mind for my next build, but a number of factors convinced me to do it. This ship here is the Junker Watchdog, which is a free ship that you get as a mission reward for the Starjacker quest. That's the intro quest to the Trackers Alliance missions. Initially, I was just going to sell the thing to free up slots for, better ships. Because this thing is a piece of junk. And I'll do a quick interior tour to show you just how much a piece of junk this thing is. But a couple of things changed my mind. One was a review / showcase video that Crimson Flyboy did about a week ago. And the other was the fact that I've always kind of wanted to make a ship with this like Armstrong 10 or Commander 500 cockpit here, because it looks kind of like a old B-17 or possibly like a B-52 bomber cockpit. And I always kind of thought the idea of making what is essentially a spaceborne strategic bomber would be an interesting challenge. And since the Watchdog type ships, like, whether it be the regular Watchdog that you can buy from that guy over there or from the people in the main HopeTech facility over there, or the Crimson Fleet's Ghost variant, is that they're basically Starfield's equivalent of fighter jets. So I figured, hey, why not see if I could make an upscaled bomber version of it. But anyways, I'll give you a quick interior tour right here.
Ah, home sweet home. Now where did I leave my cozy slippers? Maybe I didn't bring them.
But yeah, as you can see, the interior here is like all filled with like trash, broken equipment and monitors and all that other stuff. And it's also got like graffiti on the inside of the hull.
Find any addition, any at all? I will be your friend. Always a good day when we get to chat.
And same with this 1x1 fuselage storeroom. And the Armstrong 10 cockpit that this thing comes with has like half the crew station equipment busted out and more graffiti and trash in it. The thing is, though, is that these are not unique modules. These are all standard, versions of the Armstrong 10 1x1 fuselage storeroom and 2x1 control station. They just have like a custom, like temporary interior, is the only way I could think of. Basically, it's like, when you take over a ship that has like turrets or like random contraband lying around, but as soon as you take it to like a shipyard and make any changes to it, all that stuff disappears. Same thing happens here. This will revert to all your standard HopeTech parts as soon as I make any kind of changes in it at the any shipbuilder.
I have something for you.
So yeah, my goals with this thing are to make it on par with my other C-class heavy ships that I like to rotate between. So that means it's got to have at least 8 crew stations, at least 5,800 cargo capacity, and all the optimal weapons and grav drive and reactor settings. So we got our work cut out for us.
Anything I can help you with? Sure, how about it?
So yeah, the reason I'm here at HopeTech, or Hopetown, is because there's a few things I can only get here that I can't get at like the landing pad shipbuilder or any of the, even like any of the other Freestar Collective shipyards or shipbuilders. So first things first, I'm going to get rid of like all the original grav drive engines, shields, and fuel tanks, like so. because we ain't going to be needing them where we're going. This we're going to put off on one side. We're also going to put the control station off on one side. And we're getting rid of the Armstrong 10 cockpit and its pathetic 200 cargo capacity, and replacing it with a Commander 500 bridge with 360 cargo capacity. Next, we're going to take a HopeTech all-in-one berth 2x1 hab and snap it to the end of the storeroom there. The 1x1 fuselage storeroom, that is. And then we'll take a HopeTech 1x1 companionway and attach it to the aft part of the berth. And then behind that goes a HopeTech captain's quarters 2x1. And that's the upper deck all set. Now because I like to keep my ladders in like a separate 1x1 access trunks and out of any of the habs. Got a very specific way to ensure that that happens. So first, to the bottom of the companionway, we'll put a 1x1 storeroom. Again, HopeTech. And then to the forward part, we're going to snap using this part right here to make sure that, you know, it connects that way instead of that way, which will put a ladder to this thing. We're going to grab another 2x1 all-in-one berth, like so. And then again, snapping to the forward part of this, we are going to place a HopeTech workshop 2x1, like so, which will give us full access. And then last but not least, we'll move the landing bay back to here, so that way all of our ladders are going to be right here, no ladders here. And then we take our control station that came with the ship, and we're going to attach it to the side of the storeroom down below. And then we're going to duplicate it and attach it to the other side. So that's all the hab modules and temporary landing bay. We're eventually going to replace that with the Nova Galactic one, but we just need this for now. So it'll have like the full crew and all that stuff. And we'll just put this thing here for now, just so we have like the landing gear thrust available. Next step, we're going to go and add our Apollo GV200 grav drive here, and then attached to the back of that, we're going to place a Pinch 8Z reactor. And on either side of the bottom snap point of the reactor, we'll place a H-40 Atlas HE3 tank on either side. So this thing's actually going to have significantly more fuel than my other Class C builds that I showcased so far. And you'll see the reason why I use the larger tanks rather than the HE or H30 HE3 tanks with their 400 fuel. It's mainly cosmetic, but still, this will guarantee this ship can literally fly anywhere. No, even I'm pretty sure even if they significantly expanded the star map in future like expansions, this thing will still be able to get across the entire map in a single like grav plot. But moving along to the aft end of these habs for now, because eventually there's going to be some cargo holds going there. We're going to attach these SAL 6830 engines, like so. They're also going to have the Poseidon DT230 engines, but for some reason HopeTech does not carry them. But the shipbuilder at New Homestead does have it. So we'll just pick those up there when we're getting closer to actually finishing this monstrosity. And then also kind of like mark the place for where we're going to be putting our Nova Galactic landing gear up forward to replace the HopeTech landing gear. We'll move them back one. And then up top here, we're going to attach our good old faithful SG 1800 shield generator for max shield power. And then to the forward part of these two control stations, we're going to be attaching HopeTech thrusters. And then while we're on structural stuff, we're going to need temporarily, because for some reason HopeTech, the Hopetown ship service technician does not have the equipment plates that you put on top for mounting weapons. We're just going to get these Horizon weapon mounts and get 3 of them. Like so. And then we're going to get rid of all of our original weapons, because they're weapons that you can only get at Freestar Collective shipbuilders that we're going to need to pick up before we head to our next and final destinations, which are all in United Colonies territory. So first, here is going to be the permanent location of some Exterminator 95 megavolt auto helion beams, which are determined by a recent video by the shipbuilder as the best all-around like particle beam weapon. So let's find our, there it is, 95 MB, and get 3 of them. And then on the Horizon weapon mounts, we're going to be placing the Obliterator 250 megavolt alpha turrets. Temporarily, that is. Like so. And then of course we need to go assign our weapons. So weapon 0 is going to be the Exterminator 95 auto helions. And come on. Okay, yeah, it got assigned. It was bugging out for a second. Then the weapon 2, W2, or the third weapon slot, as usual, is going to be our turrets. And with that, we are done with what we can do with this ship here at Hopetown. So we'll just accept their changes and head on over to New Homestead, which is where I'll see you guys next. Alright, we've got our monstrosity here on Titan. So we talked to this guy here
What can I do for you?
to get most, if not all, the rest of our parts.
We're asking everyone to take care of any leeches. Sure, how about it?
Alright, so first things first, we're going to take our temporary weapon mounts and move them off to one side, or both sides for that matter. And we're going to get rid of all of the HopeTech landing gear. What we're going to put here is, all right, there's the gear. Yeah, 2 of the NG-15 landing gear forward. Like so. And then underneath here, we're going to place on either side NG-20 landing gear normal, and NG-20 landing gear 4. And then we'll just duplicate these and bring them on over to the other side. And as you can see, having the wider fuel tanks looks a lot better than just the single one, with having this like flat end on the landing gear. Makes the design flow better, in my opinion. Now that we've got our landing gear situation sorted, we can finally start adding the heavy cargo, because we now have more than enough landing gear for that. So on either side, we're going to place a Galleon S204 cargo hold like so, and then attach the SAL 6830s to the back of that. And then over here, we're going to place 40T hauler cargo holds on either side, like so. And that gives us a base cargo capacity of 5860, so that goal's met as well now. Next, we shall place on top of these control stations Nova Cowling 2LTF. Like so. And then on the sides here, we're going to place Nova Cowling 2LP and SF pieces like so. And then on either side here of these Galleon cargo holds is where we're going to attach our Poseidon DT-230 engines. Move this out of the way here. And then on either side of the outsides of the DT-230 engines, we shall attach, as soon as I find the structural stuff, Nova wings, port and starboard, like so. And now here's where the fun stuff starts coming in. You take our turrets and place them, two of the turrets like so. And then part of the reason for the wings is this is where we're going to be placing our Vanguard auto projectors as soon as I find them. Yes, our Vanguard Obliterator auto projectors. We need 6 of those. And of course, you're going to have to assign that to weapon slot number 2. So as you can see, this thing's definitely starting to come together. Oh yeah, also get rid of the Hope landing bay because it's too wide for the aesthetic that I'm going for. And we'll replace it with a NG6 landing bay like so. And since there's only Nova Galactic stuff available here, I'm just going to place apparently Nova Galactic doesn't have the equipment plates either. So yeah, no big deal. We'll take care of that when you know we get to it. But we're going to need 6 of the Nova thruster arrays for cosmetic purposes. So we'll just go grab some of those, like this. And of course just duplicate them, flip them around like so. Yeah, the reason I do this is because the way certain habs, especially ones that have pronounced curves on the outside, are just doesn't look good with just like, you know, blank slot here for like where the portholes or other connections go. So I usually like to put these thruster arrays for a bit of cosmetic variety. We'll get rid of 2 of these horizon weapon mounts for now, but we're going to need the last one to get us to the final shipbuilder that we're going to have to go to for this project. So yeah, that's all that we can accomplish here at New Homestead. So we're going back to my settlement landing pad at Shoza 3 for the finishing touches on this thing, which will all be purely cosmetic / structural. So I'll see you when I get there. Okay, so I'm at my Shoza 3 outpost of Alpus on the shipbuilder landing pad. So we're going to put the last touches on this thing right now. Alright, so first of all, go to structural section here and put a Demos radiator like so, and then a Demos spine A aft like that, and then put a Demos spine A4 right here, followed by a Demos spine E4. And then on top of this spine E4, we're going to place an equipment plate, which for some reason none of the specialist shipyards had any of. Which means we can take this thing that's on the horizon weapon mount awkwardly like so, and put it on top of this equipment plate like that. And then just get rid of this last horizon weapon mount. And to finish off this whole project, we're going to need a grand total of 6 side-mounted portholes. So place 2 here at the forward end of our all-in-one crew berthing, and 2 on either side of this companionway here at the top of our access trunk. And then last but definitely not least, we shall place a rear-mounted porthole on the back side of my captain's quarters. And that is the entire ship done now, aside from paint job and a suitable name, because this is no longer a Junker or a Watchdog. It's something much bigger and meaner. So we'll just go over here. I believe it's in the flight check section. Yep, rename ship. And we'll change it from the Junker Watchdog to, okay, change it to the Junkyard if I can stop fat fingering things, to the Junkyard Dog, which I think definitely fits this ship far better than the Junkyard Dog. Or Junker Watchdog, because it's big, it's mean, it's ugly, and it has a heck of a bite. So I'm going to see about painting this thing in the new Commonwealth blue and gold colors and decorating the interior, and I'll get back to you for a both exterior and interior tour when I'm done with all that. Okay, as you can see, I've got this ship all painted up and everything, so let's take a gander what she looks like on the outside. Yeah, for some reason when I landed, all the turrets went all wonky, but it does that from sometimes, so let's ignore that. But as you can see, this thing definitely looks like a lean, mean fighting machine. And it's a surprise, again, it's got full mobility and everything, as per my, overall design specs. So let's take you on an interior tour.
Meet you the stars, Captain.
So starting here at the bottom of our access trunk, we've got 3 different doors. This is behind this bulkhead is the grav drive and reactor, and I added some, like I usually do to these 1x1 access trunks. I added some ship's parts. Here is our original junky control station. That, as you can see, like I said, once I made a few changes to the in the ship editor, everything reset, so it's all nice and fixed up. And I added some, weapons cases and what have you here.
Gorgeous day in the space lanes.
And then again, we've got our second control station on the other side. So this is basically like combat information center and such. And again, some more weapons and other various decorative bits and bobs. And my crew is getting in my way. Here is the lower.
Keep installing new cool things in your ship.
It's
like Christmas every day.
Do you mind? Is the lower one of the 2x1 all-in-one berths, which, because everything that's like in the forward section essentially gets deleted by having the doorway here and these 2 portals, I placed these jump chairs, which are identical to this one that pre-exists in the aft part next to the bathroom, and then added these little bolted down tables, so you can just sit here in the chair and enjoy the view out the window when you're in your off time. And of course I did the exact same thing on the other side here, and add various decorative bits and what have you. The probably most heavily decorated and modified section is the 2x1 workstation. I've added a whole bunch of junk to this table here for like flavor. Added some my usual spacesuit displays for like either trophies that I've captured or unique quest rewards like this thing right here. There's enough space, so I've just plumped this pharmaceutical lab down right here, and then I put the research lab over here, and then I added some weapon racks to this like random square section of bulkhead here, and I finally did the Starfrog side quest. So I got a Starfrog poster here and another weapon rack loaded with Nova Blast disruptors and Nova Light pistols.
It is good to see you.
And then heading to the upper deck, if I can get past my crew blocking the way. In the upper 1x1 companionway. Again, I've added some more of these chairs with tables so you can kind of just sit here and enjoy the view out the window. This is my captain's quarters, where I've added a whole bunch of like cool stuff to some of the tables. Got my own bathroom, my fancy bed with my plushie that I added. My desk's got some cool stuff, including the NASA space camera that I randomly found in some pirate outpost. Telescope, fish tank, books, and baseball and all that. And yeah, I got one of the bounty posters that I've picked up. And then back here I've added a few things to the conference table. And you've got your rear viewport here so you can look out the back of the ship and, you know, enjoy the view whenever I'm not piloting the ship. And then forward is the upper deck 2x1 all-one berth, which basically identical to the one below it, with some slightly different decorations and, you know, weapons in the single weapon rack that I have in the berthing area. And then this is the original OG 1x1 storeroom fuselage section, which I've added some more ship parts to, of course. And the Commander 500 bridge, which has our captain's locker and stuff. So yeah, that's the entire inside of this bad boy. So I say let's take her out for a spin and go see how she does against a bunch of rune zealots in the Serpentis system. So let's take off and hope I don't accidentally collide with my cargo ship on the way up.
Lifting off now. lot of spare purchasing around here.
So as you can see, in addition to meeting all my standards with regards to reactor power, crew stations, and cargo capacity, this thing is a beast in combat. I'll be posting a full list of parts used to build this thing at the end of the video. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video and were inspired by it. And until next time, this is DJ Bonebreaker signing off.